to Two Growlers, a show for craft beer drinkers like you, by craft beer drinkers like you. Brought to you by Beerploma, LLC. Check out our website at beerploma.com for more info about us.
Well, everybody, welcome back to episode 6. Before we get started, we do have some housekeeping to do. We do have an upcoming event. Beerploma is going to be out at Badger Hill on October 12th. So if you have any questions or comments that you'd like to ask the brewer there, please email them to info@beerploma.com. Leave us a message on Facebook or on Twitter. Before we get into our beers today, I'd like to reintroduce Ryan. Ryan, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Kelmo.
Welcome, Ryan.
I see this time you're wearing your Viking gear, so that way we can get a nice little border battle going here. So welcome back, Ryan. So today's episode is going to be our very own border battle. We want you guys to get involved in this, and we want to hear your guys' opinions on what we think. But we're going to pair a beer from Minnesota versus a beer from Wisconsin. We got one judge from each state. I'll be there in case of a tie, but I promise to be impartial because that's my job as a beer guy. And one day I want to be a certified beer judge, so I got to kind of be impartial despite my jersey. So how it's going to work is we're going to go down the line. I'm going to have you guys exit the room. I'm going to pour the beers. You guys are going to come back in, analyze the two of them, kind of give us your feedback on them, and then pick. In case of a tie, I'll break the tie. But other than that, let's have some fun. Let's drink some beers.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're actually going to do this in reverse order, and we're going to start with... We are going to start with the stouts, and we are going to be starting with Hinterland Luma Chocolate Stout versus Brow Brothers Moo Juice. Two classic beers. One of them straight from Green Bay and one of them straight from the heart of Viking country. So this is a perfect way to start our border battle. So gentlemen, how about you leave the room?
All right.
Okay, and here we are with part one of our border battle. We have our Hinterland Luma coffee and our Moo Juice from Brow Brothers. So guys, go ahead and dig in. So the first thing I noticed that there was a big difference was in the color of the head. The one on the right, on everybody's right-hand side, has a much darker head color to it. And I do have some nuts here in the middle if you guys need to cleanse your palate out a little bit. Ooh, that one's really smooth, kind of chocolatey.
Yeah, definitely that chocolatey taste.
Moving on into beer number 2 here. I'm also noticing some fruity back notes from that one too. Kind of get that the little ripe fruit kind of in the upper part of the palate. Anybody? No?
You're just making that up, or?
Yes.
It's liquid and non.
This one's a lot drier.
I don't notice the smell of this one as much as the first one. I could smell.
You're right. The aroma is a lot more mollified than this one. It's a lot drier, more champagne-y. There's a little bit more of a hop presence to it than the first beer.
So it tastes a little more coffee-like to you, the one on the left?
Yeah, it's got that coffee bitterness to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's an actual more of a coffee flavor. I mean, I'm not getting that. When you walk down the coffee aisle in the grocery store and you get that real strong smell, I'm not getting any of that out of it. But I'm definitely getting a coffee bitterness to it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's...
Well, have you guys reached a decision yet?
Number 2 for me.
Number 2? So the one on your left.
Yeah.
number 1.
Okay, well, it comes in, and so I know you guys are probably thinking I'm just going to gravitate towards the Wisconsin one because of my jersey, but like I said, I got to be impartial on this one, and on this one, I got to go with number 1, the one on the right, and which is the Moo Juice. So Moo Juice, welcome to our... We get this one, you get the other one.
You picked the Minnesota beer?
So Moo Juice, welcome to our Hall of Fame, and Hinterland, out to the garbage can with you after we fill his glass.
First one for Minnesota this year.
And probably the last. Okay, guys, here we have our red ales. We're doing Mankato Organ Grinder versus Rush Rivers Amber Ale. So, again, first thing I'm noticing here right now is that Will got definitely more of the beer than anybody else did.
Imagine that.
But second off, in all seriousness here, the one on my left is definitely a lot lighter in color. Yeah, it's definitely a lot lighter in color.
Cloudier.
Yeah, a little bit cloudy, but that might be a chill haze coming on there. That might not necessarily be cloudy. It just might be the condensation on the glass. So I'm going to start off with the one on my right. Good maltiness, nice hop presence. Very smooth, very mellow. Nothing to write home about it. It's a really good, solid beer, but I guess I wouldn't. It's definitely characteristic amber ale. Fits that profile.
Wishing you wouldn't have poured yourself that much now?
I'll give you some of mine after we're done with the shoot. Okay, so the one on my left. Way more fruity notes in this one. Heavier mouthfeel. And real thick end. Less carbonated. That's a very different. I mean, if you guys are looking for a difference in the range of an amber ale, this is a really good pairing to try because there's a very, very big difference in the range of these two flavors here. But it all comes down to which one you like the best. We started with you, Lynn, so Ryan, we're going to start with you on this one.
I'm not crazy about either one, but I think I'd have to go with the one on my right.
One on your right side, Lynn?
I'm going with my left, number 2 again.
Oh, you guys are tied, so it's 1-1.
We're really not planning it that way, but
Well, it's kind of funny because you guys are picking the Minnesota. Wait, which one did you pick again?
One on my right.
Yeah, so you guys are picking Minnesota to Wisconsin again, based on your jerseys. So, but again, I gotta give this one to Mankato. I guess I like that drier, more champagne-y feel to it, and it's more solid, more robust. So
that's the organ grinder.
that's the one on the right. So that's the organ grinder from Mankato. So welcome to the Hall of Fame. 2 for Minnesota. Okay, guys. So here we have our session ales, and here our first one. I'm not telling you if it's on your left or your right. Is High Road by Badger Hill. And the next one is Hop Rise, the session ale from Central Waters. Okay, again, we started out with the ones on the right, so I guess that's where I'm going to start on this one too. First off, yeah, good call there. Definitely a difference in color. The one on the left definitely has a more reddish color to it. The heads are about the same on these two, though, for me.
Yeah.
I guess the one on the right, well, now see, it's flip-flopped in the glasses. Your guys' right-handed ones.
Did you mess these up?
No?
No, because the colors are the
Yeah, the colors
line
are
up. But this one's just a little
Okay,
bit.
so let's try this. Oh, I'm getting a nice grapefruit, a nice soft, sweet grapefruit flavor out of this one. So I'm definitely detecting a presence of Cascade hops in there, which comes out into the flavor. So it's really, but it's smooth, it's mellow.
That's really good.
I would like a little bit more sweetness out of that one, but overall, not too bad.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's good. Good drinkability, I guess I would say.
Yeah, that's good word usage. I have a nut before this.
Yeah, when I first smell the grapefruit, it reminds me a little of the shell shocked, but obviously not as much grapefruit, but especially in the taste. But it's a nice aroma and good taste.
I'll buy that. And I'm getting actually, extremely similar flavors out of this one. Same, a little bit less on the aroma, but flavor-wise, these two are about as close can be. This one's a little bit drier, I think.
Seems a little less fruity, maybe.
So, do we have a verdict?
I enjoyed both, but I'd have to go with the one on my right.
I agree with what you said. It's a little not as fruity and a little drier, and they're both. I could drink either one of them, but I would go with the one on my right too.
This time, where all three of us are in agreement, and Badger Hill heads to the Hall of Fame.
Wow,
3 for Minnesota.
this is looking bad. Looking bad for the.
We still have a better football team. Okay, guys, we're back for our last beer for our Minnesota versus Wisconsin border battle, and I have to tell you, this one makes me the most excited. We are pitting here Beerploma's 2012 Beer of the Year, Rise to the Top by 3rd Street, versus probably what is the best known craft beer in all the Midwest, Spotted Cow. Both of them are cream ales. Both of them are the lightest beers that we're drinking tonight. Super excited about this one. So, as we did last time, let's start with the one on our right. Actually, I'm going to start with the color here first. And it looks like the one on my left is just a shade paler. Just a shade. I mean, we are talking, these are almost identical.
I'd agree.
And it might even be the lighting in here that are...
There's some good lighting in here, by the way.
I know, it brings out the color in your eyes.
You know, can you see it?
I'm getting a nice little banana-y flavor out of it. It's actually really smooth. Very light. Does have a nice fruity-ish flavor to it, and I am picking up some banana out of there too. Not that that's a bad thing at all, but it's just what I'm tasting. Very dry mouthfeel, but extremely smooth.
Very easy to drink.
Well, all cream ale should be easy to drink. If you ever get a cream ale that's not easy to drink, let me know, and I'm going to bash it on our show here. So, I mean, yeah. This one I'm picking up a white grape, and I'm on the one on my left here. I'm picking up a white grape flavor from it. Definitely more carbonation. It's very different, actually, from the other one. It's a little bit more fruitier, more carbonated. I actually think this one would do extremely well colder. And actually, both these two, that was the bad part about doing these two last, is that they warmed up a little bit, and both of them should be drank at probably a slightly cooler temperature than what they are.
Yeah, I would agree, because I know I've had both of these before, and I thought I might be able to tell which was which, but I can't.
But there is a difference in the flavor. I mean, an extreme difference. One is the one on my left here is much drier. It has much more fruity overtones. Where the one on my right is smoother, lighter mouthfeel to it. But overall, I mean, these are two just really good, fantastic beers. If you ever get the opportunity to do this kind of pairing, I highly recommend it. But it all comes down. We can only pick one tonight, guys. What are we picking?
Go ahead, Len.
I'm going to go with the first one, the one on
The
my
one
right.
on your right?
I was thinking the same thing.
One on the right. Well, all three of us are in agreement. New Glarus puts a point on the board
wow.
for Wisconsin, beating out Beerploma's 2012 Beer of the Year. Don't get me wrong, both were excellent beers. This one was just slightly edged it out. So there you guys have it in our first border battle taste test. Minnesota edges Wisconsin 3-1. Probably the only time they'll do that in the history of this football season here. So obviously we brew better beers than the people over in Wisconsin. So And with that said, that wraps up our show. Ryan, thanks again for coming. I hope you had fun.
Thanks for having me, Will.
And I guess that's it. Let's wrap her up.
All right.
Okay, well that's it for our show today. Thank you for watching. Please leave us a comment on Facebook or on our YouTube page. And if you like the show, click that little like button. It really means a lot to us. You can also find us in several podcast directories, including iTunes, BlackBerry, and Miro. See you next time. Prost.
Prost.
Prost.